That was our, it was really, really tough for us, but enjoyable. And to have those role models, you couldn't have anything better. And I remember, I can tell you this. I made my debut for Guyana at 16. Getting selected wasn't a problem, but I grew up in the village. And the village is about 50 miles away. 50 miles away. How do you get in the city? How do you get there? My mother couldn't afford it. Couldn't afford it. The shopkeeper lent her $10. $3 to catch the bus, 4 o'clock in the morning. Then another $2 to cross the ferry. Then another $5 to catch a train to Georgetown. $10 finished. And I saw this lady in the morning, halfway on the train, selling fish and bread. That was a common thing in Guyana. Halfway stop. And then this lady near to me, she ordered two. And she left one on the table. And she was munching at the other one. And the smell was coming across me. And boy, I was just enjoying that, sniffing that smell, and she wouldn't even say take half. You know? She ate half from the other one and wrapped it up and said, all right, she'll give it to me. She put it in her bag. And I got to Georgetown. First time, boarded the big round. And when the gate was open, even the gate man didn't allow me. I walked into this dressing room just with a handbag. That's my kit. The shirt and trousers, borrowed. And then the bat. Chewed up, no bat handle, no grip. And the bottom was dead end. Walked into the dressing room, and there was Mr. Gibbs. Says, sir, you couldn't talk. He said, oh, you are the Kallicharan. I said, yes, sir. Yes, sir, really. I don't know what to say. And then when I looked around, you could see all those role models that you dream of meeting. In a domestic game, Guyana game versus Barbados, Rohan Kanai, Joe Solomon, Basil Butcher, Clive Lloyd, Roy Fredericks, and in a national game, all test players. Yes. Against Barbados, Sir Gary Sobers, Wes Hall, Charlie Griffiths, Simon Nurse, and the whole lot. And you making your debut at 16. And I said to myself, boy, I am not going back down there again. I'm going up. When I saw that, I'm not. I'm going to stick with these men. I'm going to follow everything they do. I'm going to hear everything they say, inch by inch, word by word. I'm going to do that in my life. And God forbid, give me that little bit of ability to use it, and I'm going to use it that way. I remember when I first tour to England, how these men were passionate about the game of cricket. 73, touring England for the first time. Played the last game in Nottingham. And prior to the first test match, I scored 400s in a row. And I came in the bus, and I was having a joke at Roy Fredericks. And Mr. Gibbs said to him, hey, mister, what are you smiling at? Go to the back of the bus, and when you get back to the hotel in London, I want to speak to you. I went to the back of the bus and I was sweating, and the air conditioner was on in the bus. Got to London after 4 hours. Followed Mr. Gibbs. He was sat in the settee. I said, Mr. Gibbs, you want to see me, sir? He said, yeah. Go to the bar, get me a large whiskey and ginger, and get a drink for yourself. And in those days, I was just counting my pocket. Where would I get all this money from to buy this man? Eventually I counted and I counted. I got enough to buy 2. But in those days we didn't drink. And once I was ordering a drink, just alongside me, there's a big bloke. There's a big bloke. So I said to this barman, give me a large whiskey and ginger and give me one of those beers that that chap is drinking. That was a pint. Boy, and I gobbled it down. I went behind this big chap and I finished that. Dropped it down, went with Mr. Gibbs' drink. He said, you're not drinking? I said, no, sir, I'm okay. I'm fine. You're 21 years old, you know. Nah. He sat, he had a big gulp. And then he said to me, you think you can bat? I said, oh no, sir. He said, you can't bat to save your life. Go and find yourself another job. I said, thank you, sir. He said, you think scoring 110, 120, 130, that's runs? I want to see 200s on the board, 250, big scores, don't get out. And you know what that did to me? You know, and you sat there, and I was walking up this room, and I said to myself, what a wonderful career. He has got my interest at heart. He is looking after me. I have got to respond. That's how we were thinking in those days. Because we had no choice. We had no choice. I said, we've got to respond. And that is what made that West Indies team. Forget the ability. Forget the ability. The passion. The hunger they had. You know that present team we played in? They were all blessed. And let me tell you something. We used to have a ding-dong in the dressing room. Personal fights. But you know what? For West Indies, it was because we were so hungry. There was no weak point in that team. And every time you walk out, you had to perform. You couldn't say any day, I don't feel like practicing, or you drop a catch and you don't care, or you play a shit shot and you don't, you come and sit in the dressing room. Now, the boys, they pull you up. They pull you up, boy, I'm telling you. Nobody talks to you. You're on your own. You on your own. You sit in the bus going back in the dressing room, going back to the hotel. You on your own. They didn't care. And that was the passion we had. From the Clive Floyd to the Viv Richards to the whole Nick Croft. Everybody, the Roberts. Everybody. And that's why we had to perform. And because the big problem too, the plus was it, there was not a weak link in that team. Everybody were blessed in that team. When that 11 chaps walk out, all 11, and all of us were playing professional cricket in England. So we knew our game. And that's why our team meeting used to only last 20 minutes. 20 minutes only. If you went further than that, it's too boring. It's too boring. All we used to do is, the manager says, the bus leaves for the ground, and X time. We have 2 functions during this test match. And that was his job finished. Over to you, Ron Kanai or Gary Sobers or Clive's. Team meeting starts. Now, Andy Roberts, where are you going to bowl to Boycott? Or where are you going to bowl to Gavaskar? Where are you going to bowl to Majid Khan? And then you start with Andy Roberts. He's the best fast bowler in my generation and all of our generation. We had people broke records, but he was the teacher of all the fast bowlers we ever produced. Right, Andy Roberts, this way I'm going to bowl to Boycott, this way I'm going to bowl to Majid Khan, this way I'm going to bowl to Chappell. That was it. Holding, what do you think? Whatever Andy says. Whatever Andy says. Good. Well, Joel Garner He bowled from 20 feet, so he just put it on a sixpence. Right. Colin Croft. Well, anybody on the front foot, ambulance waiting at Lord's Gate. Well spoken, Crofty. Well spoken, well done. Ambulance coming for them. Thank you. We never discuss opposition bowlers. We said good luck batters. We never discuss opposition bowlers. And something I started to, because if I discuss opposition bowlers, I'm discussing negativity.
Right.
Yes.
Let him talk about me. So we say good luck batters. What you going to say to Roy Fredericks? What you going to say to Gordon Greenwich? What you going to say to Viv Richards? What you going to say to Alvin Kallicharan? What you going to say to Clive Lloyd? The top five, the first five. What you going to say to them? If you don't know your own game, who's going to teach you? So we never discuss opposition bowlers. Then a few rum and coke or a few brandies, and then if any bonus comes, you take it and you go wake up next morning. Yeah. Yeah. We call it a therapy. As a matter of fact, as a matter of fact, I remember we were playing at Fenbridge, 1976. Overcast in England. I know when it's overcast in England, they'll kill you. All seeming and it's a bit murky, and we were 20 for 2. And I walked out, and myself and Viv, we met in the middle. And I said, boy, Viv, I said, we got our work cut out today. He said, yes. Yes, Frank. Call me Frank. I said, Viv, you know what happened just now? You know, when I was walking out the back just now, I saw one of the most beautiful women in my life. She was nice.
Yes.
So he said, where? I pointed out in that direction. Right? And from 20 for 2, we was 320 for 2 at the end. Everybody thought we were talking about cricket. Every over, when batsmen leave at the end of the over, they thought we were talking about cricket, but little they didn't know.
And all the sixes landed there.
That's coming back to the point when I was speaking to some youngsters today, and even to our kids in North Carolina. You've got to make simple things a habit. And when you make simple things a habit, it becomes a everyday affair.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, it becomes second nature. Make simple things a habit. That's what we did. And when you make simple things a habit, you create consistency. And when you create consistency, you create discipline. And when you create discipline, you create concentration. And you simplify the game.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.